going on, guys? I am back again, and here are my thoughts about It Chapter. Wow, I I know that a lot of reviews and stuff were panning the movie really badly. I tried to go in there with an open mind about It Chapter 2, and I enjoyed this movie very much. Now, this movie does have some problems, but let me just start off by saying is that I thought that this movie really packed a punch, especially when it gets close to the middle of the movie. I love the characters in this film. I love the adult versions of most all the characters, and I love how they interact with each other, and I loved it so much. It was really well directed and written. Also, I did like Bill Hader a lot. I know one of the key things that's in people's reviews that Bill Hader was the best part. He was really good. That's really gotta say. I love Jessica Chastain a lot, but I was mostly more impressed with James McAvoy in this film. I thought this dude was brilliant. Now, I felt something that was kind of weird about this film, and it kind of felt weird that it was less Pennywise than there was in the first one. I kind of wanted a little bit more, you know. It's a second chapter of the film. I kind of get it why he was less in it. It wasn't more about him. It was more about the adult versions of the characters from the previous film, of the first one. I understand that, but man, I literally loved how it was switched from the books and all that stuff. I do like that Mike tied everything together, and he was the guy that basically was going crazy, basically, and doing all that, and he literally called everyone, and we got to see glimpses of their lives before they had to go back to Derry or Derby. My bad. It was really fun because it was seeing what they were, and then once they got back into Derby, they started to become their old selves, which was very, very interesting to me that they were going back and forth, especially with Bill. When Bill was going back, he started to stutter more in his adult self going back more than he was when he was in his studio working on his movie. He worked on his stuttering, but it started coming right back. I loved how all the little things that happened were all coming back together. It all came so smooth back together. I love that a lot. Now, I'm going to say some things about this film that might seem negative, but it's not. It's more of a harsh criticism. I do feel like the two biggest problems for It Chapter 2 is I feel like It Chapter 2 relies too much on the first one. And let me explain this a little bit, because the first one came out in 2017, so it's not that long of a wait that we had to wait for It Chapter 2 to come out. And I still feel like people honestly had It Chapter 1 still fresh in their mind, and also you can go rewatch it too. And I kind of felt that in a lot of scenes that we didn't really need them. I do like how, which is kind of weird though, but once you go out in the film, throughout the film, some of the scenes mesh together of retelling the old and the new. And I thought that was handled way better than just going back to a flashback from It 1 and it just basically taking up like a good 2 minutes, and we don't really need it, to be honest with you. I mean, they could have talked about a lot of stuff, and like how they were in the beginning. Some of the scene is in the trailer where they're all eating together. You could have done a lot more with that scene, or a little bit differently how it went. That is my first gripe with that film. And then second, my second gripe I have with It Chapter 2 is that it does feel long, but not the whole entire movie. I don't feel like watching the film, I didn't feel like it was that long. I just felt that certain scenes should have been shorter. Some scenes were kind of outrunning themselves because it was too long. I felt like if you cut it, I don't know, probably 10, 15, this movie probably would have been way tighter and faster. A little bit in certain spots, maybe. I don't know, but I get that they had so much they had to tell that they couldn't do in the first one. Maybe I'm thinking they should have just dropped it and just moved on from it and just told the best story they told with It Chapter 2. I don't know, but I would love to I would love to see Andy Muschietti talk about a lot of stuff about this movie and why some stuff was this made the cut and why was this scene longer than this one and all this stuff. I would love to listen to that or watch that because there's a lot of questions I have with. I think it to chapter 2 left me with more questions than I have wanted more answers from. It chapter 2 is a good film. It has its issues, but I still think it did enough to still justify why it was doing it and why a lot of stuff was like this. I still think that it could have been shorter, but you know, thank you guys for listening or watching my thoughts of It Chapter 2, and I'll see you guys.